Hello again, it's April here and welcome back to another video. This is going to be the first video in my art studio, I think. This video is going out before my, I made a new art studio video. So I think this one's going out before then, so this may be a little bit of a sneak peek. Just forget that you saw anything if you want to watch that one, so it's a surprise. But today I'm going to do something very simple. I haven't made a video in about 4 weeks. I haven't drawn for about 4 weeks either since I recently moved house. If you're just popping into this video for the first time, I have just moved house, so I haven't been online, I haven't been drawing for a while, and I'm very rusty. I don't even remember what is drawing. So I'm going to do something super simple today, something that I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since I got them. I got some new pencils when I went to London about 5-6 weeks ago now, and I haven't used them yet. So this is going to be kind of like a swatching session, and maybe we'll draw something at the end. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So I thought I would tell you the story about these pencils first of all. So I got the Tombow Irotijien, one of those. Pick the one that was correct and just pretend I said that one. These Tombow pencils, I didn't even know Tombow made pencils. I have the Tombow pens, I really love them. Didn't know they made pencils. So the story of this box of pencils is I went to London a while ago before we moved to meet up with Rosie from Pen & Ink Co. and Jess from Jess Was Here, because I knew that I was moving and I wouldn't be back in London for a while, and I really wanted to meet them both before I left because London used to only be about 45 minutes away by train. So I hopped on the train to London. First of all, we had a delicious meal, and then we did like an art shop tour of London, and I knew I was going to be spending money. Like, I knew I was, because I buy materials online normally. We don't really have many good art shops where I used to live, so I knew, like, going into London, I was prepared. I was like, even if I don't need materials, I'm gonna treat myself, right? So I had this money for my birthday. I got it a year and a half ago now from Martin's parents. They gave me £50 in cash, and like, I literally never spend cash. I can never take cash out with me, so I've never spent this money. So I was like, I'm gonna take my £50 into London, I'm gonna buy some art materials, and the whole day I was buying like little bits and pieces. None of it was really expensive, just like a little bit here, a little bit there. And then we went into Choosing Keeping, is that the name of it? We went into a really fancy shop and everything was mega expensive, and I was like, we kept going around, and I kept seeing stuff, and I kept whispering to Jess, you can get this cheaper on Amazon. Probably not the best thing to do in a shop, but I don't really think before I talk much. So anyway, we got to the display cabinet. They had some pencils in there, these pencils, and they were beautiful, guys, let me tell you. They were so gorgeous. I was like, I must have them. And we asked the guy if he had samples, and he was like, no, we don't have samples. How are you meant to buy pencils without testing them first? Well, I mean, I guess I do that on Jackson's Art, but when you're in a shop, you want to test them. He didn't have them. I thought, screw it. I have my £50 birthday money. I want to spend it. I'm just going to buy them. They were £50 for the set. So I said, I'll take one. So he went downstairs to get it, and I literally had my money, guys, like fanned out in front of me, like I was in Las Vegas or something. And I fanned it out in front of me when he came, and I was like, I have my birthday money. Take it. And he just looked at me and he was like, I'm sorry, we don't do cash. I couldn't even spend my birthday money, guys. So I ended up buying it, and I still have £50 cash floating around somewhere. I don't know where it is, in my backpack somewhere. That was a very long-winded story of these pencils. I just thought I'd share that with you. They come in this beautiful box here. Volume 4, Volume 5 and Volume 6. Pale tone, deep tone and light greyish tone. I haven't filmed on this desk yet, so everything's a little bit of a mess. I don't quite know where things are meant to go. And I did notice last night when I was filming, me drawing some stuff, that this dark wood picks up everything that's light. Right now I have a little bit of daylight left, but say for example I was to turn this lamp on, there's just like this huge reflection here. So I think I'm gonna have to do something with this desk, because we have a lot of nights, a lot of months now that are going to be dark. I do want to film videos, but I mean, everything's so shadowy. Let's get back to the pencils at hand. So these are the pencils. comes with this little pamphlet here, color dictionary, where it shows you all of the different volumes that you can get. So I got 30 pencils for £50, which in the store, I was like, this is expensive, but in the store I actually did the math and it works out cheaper than a Caran d'Ache pencil. But when I was on the train on the way home, I did look at this online, and you can get it on Amazon for like 30 quid. So save yourself £20 if you want them. Pop online. I don't think Jackson's Art have them, but I did see them on Amazon. And they come like this. They're so pretty, guys. I saw these all laid out in the display and I was like, I must have them. I don't need more colour pencils. When I told Martin, he was like, April, you have so many colour pencils. Why do you need more? Look how beautiful they are. I asked the guy what they're like. I said, can you like tell me what pencil they're like? And he couldn't think of, like, I don't think he knew anything about them or anything about pencils. He just literally worked there. He was like, yeah, he did say to me, they're very creamy. And then he also said to me about 10 minutes later, they're quite pastel-y and dry. And I was like, make up your mind, mate. So we're going to test them out anyway. We'll start from this lovely pastel one. So this is volume 2, Pale Tone. Oh, and I hope the light's okay for you guys because it is quite dim in here. Actually, should I turn the light on? That might help. All right, we're gonna begin, guys. So this is I'll try and say the name, or I'll probably forget. Crocus. Okay. All right, so first impressions, I'm not the biggest fan of the texture. I don't know what they're made of. I have to do some research, but they kind of feel waxy, like very waxy. Not like the Caran d'Ache, which are very dry. Hyacinth Blue. See, this one feels a little bit drier. So it could just be the pigments in them. And I do apologize if the table's wobbling. This table is my old IKEA desk that I used to use for work. And it is not very heavy, so it's just constantly wobbling. I'm gonna have to come up with another solution. I really hope the filming isn't like super wobbly. This one is Celeste Blue. It looks like a sky blue. It's nice though. I do like the colours. I do enjoy a good pastel tone. This one is Turquoise. So yeah, if anyone has used these pencils, let me know, because I have never heard of them and I didn't even know Tombow made pencils. For the price of them so far, we'll have to see if they blend or if they go on top of each other. But for the price of them so far, I don't know. This texture isn't my favourite. It's very, I feel like they wouldn't go on top of each other very well. Mint Green. Oh, I love mint green. It's my favourite colour. After Mustard Yellow, I think. I don't know. It used to be mint green was my favourite colour, and now I'm going more towards oranges and yellows. Spring Green. That's a nice one. This one is the palest yellow. Straw Yellow. So I have wanted to do something with these for ages. I'm not really sure. Like, I've been getting into landscapes and stuff. Oh, sorry. I have to tell you what they are. Gamboge. I feel like these two are the same pencil. I feel like they made a mistake and they put this 2 pencils in that are the same. This one's Apricot. And last one from this set is Rose, which is a beautiful pink. Look at that pink. So that's a pastel set. I would definitely say 10 out of 10 for being pastel coloured. Still not 100% on the texture. We'll see. So this next set is Volume 6, light greyish tone, and this looks very muted. I love how muted these look. I may have to move the camera because I think that I am shaking. I'm pretty sure I'm just like shaking the desk. Okay, I think I like these colours a bit better. Campanula Blue. The names of these pencils, and this one is Sea Fog. What a beautiful name. Porcelain Blue. I'm just going to change the camera, guys. All right, hopefully you can still hear me. Hello? This one is quartz green, which is like a earthy green. I really need to learn more about colored pencils, I think, especially because I'm really enjoying using them right now, but I literally know nothing about them. Like I don't even know if the Caran d'Ache ones are wax or oil. Like I always forget. This one's mist green, willow. It's a nice selection of greens in this one. I think this one would be good for landscapes. Nothing dark though. Maybe in the next set we'll get something nice and dark. Wax yellow. So it's kind of like a cream. Can you hear everything rattling? I think I'm gonna have to get another table, aren't I? Sallow. Sallow. Oh, I don't know if I like that name. Sallow. Reminds me of like old faces, you know? Like she had a sallow complexion. This is cork. And last one is fawn, which is a nice name. So these go so well together, like these two sets. Let's see if the last set goes with them. I think they will. I think that's how they designed it, right? So this is the last set. You can see it's a lot darker. This one is called Deep Tone 2. It's volume 5. And even the look of these pencils is so nice. Like the white, and then you can see like the silver. I mean, they're not as nice, I'm gonna be honest guys. They don't feel as nice as this, because this is like wood and it feels really smooth, and they're a little bit thicker. These are a little bit thinner. I think they'd cramp your hand up if you were to draw with them for long periods of time. This colour's indigo. Oh, now we're getting into dark colours. Teal blue. I guess it's a teal. It's very dark. I think that these pencils, they're hard. They're a hard pencil. This is how, guys, this is literally how much I know about pencils. This one's a hard pencil. It's spruce. And you won't have to sharpen it as much. Those are my tips. Okay, so this one is cactus green. No, but I actually really should learn more about the pigments and how pencils are made and how the, you know, where the colors come from, things like that. I think that would be really interesting. This one's moss green. This is beautiful green. I'm gonna zoom in guys later so you can see them. This one's mustard. Oh, I love a good mustard yellow. It's a really nice color. I actually went to the Derwent Pencil Museum up here, and they actually showed you how they made Derwent pencils. They didn't actually show you making them, but they showed you pictures and stuff of how they put the lead in the pencil. It was quite interesting. This one is bamboo, but it didn't really tell me much about like the insides of them, what they're made of. It was more kind of how they made them. This one is terracotta. I think this is probably my favorite set actually so far. And then this one is maroon. That's lovely. Look at that color. I feel like these ones that are deeper pigment, I feel like they are less waxy. I feel like they would blend better than the pastel ones. This one is plum. Okay, so these are the colors. Let's have a look at them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is a little test at the bottom of the page. I'm just going to draw some random stuff on here, and I want to see how like the things layer on top of each other. I mean, I think anything is going to go over Tombow, right? And I also think we should try the gouache, because I use like gouache a lot. Acrylic gouache, and sorry, my water is miles away. So quite thick gouache, and then make it quite watery. And I think I also want to try a darker gouache, one that I use quite a bit. Let's have a look. I just don't think I can use pencils by themselves. I've tried and I just don't like it. I have such, like, people that can do just pencil art and they can make amazing pictures out of just coloured pencils. Have my utmost respect, because I could not do it. I don't think I have the patience for it. That's why I love mixed media. Alright, so this is Caran d'Ache. And nothing will go over the Neo colours unless they're watery, because they're like basically wax. So we're just going to do this. Make that beautiful colour in the middle, whatever the colour that is. I use my Caran d'Ache pencils quite a lot. I have a feeling they're not going to go over this. Guys, let me know. Is this oil or is this wax? I don't know. But I have a feeling they're not going to go over this at all. That's pretty much all I use at this moment. I do use my gouache as well, like normal gouache, but I think this won't go over the, like, normal gouache is fine. Alright, and then let's do, at the bottom, I'll just do the pencils and see if the pencils go over each other. This is all very scientific, isn't it? These are lovely colours though. Like, look at this colour palette. Just, I mean, you basically have nearly every colour you want, apart from a really dark colour and a really light colour. So this is the Tombow. So that works. I didn't think it wouldn't. I mean, it's basically just like going on paper, isn't it? Oh, does this layer on top? Yes, it goes quite nicely on top actually. And then we've got the yellow. Guys, I'm so sorry if the table is wobbly. I'm gonna have to sort this out. I can feel it wobbling and it's so irritating for me. So if you're watching it and it's wobbling, I assume it's irritating for you as well. This is going over the, what is this? Tombow that's wet. A wet Tombow. It goes on even nicer than when it's dry. Like, you can kind of see here the blue compared to the blue here, where you can see the orange coming through. That could just be the colour though. But yeah, this is nice. I knew that this would be fine too, because it's just like paper, isn't it? This one is gouache, so it's a little bit thicker. This green down here is very thick. Sometimes when it's really thick like this and you have a pencil, it scrapes through the paint, so we'll see if that happens. Yeah, so you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but basically it's making, instead of going on top of the paint, it's making an indentation into the paint. So it isn't going on very well here. It's like repelling it almost. I mean, it goes on, but it's not very creamy. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see. If you're too heavy-handed, like me, this will happen. Where you're basically like scraping the paint up, you can see. And yeah, this isn't really working with this paint so thick. I mean, it's no Caran d'Ache. Let's look at the Caran d'Ache. Caran d'Ache, don't disappoint us because I've bigged you up now. I mean, look at that. Look at the coverage of the Caran d'Ache. So pigmented. Alright, this one is the Neo colours that have been made water soluble. And I think this is going to be, yeah, this is basically just like the Tombows where it's very watery, it goes on well. But then when you've had a little bit of the pencil here, you can kind of see it going waxy, where there's just a little bit of wax left from the pencil. Like this blue won't even go on top. But if I go back to my Caran d'Ache, oh, there we go. Oh yeah. So yeah, I definitely think these must be wax and the Caran d'Ache oil. Now let's move on. So these are the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. Now if I have this right and these are oil and these are wax, will this go on? I don't know. Let's find out together. Okay, so you can kind of see, you can see if I press really lightly, you can see the orange through it. You have to press quite hard, and even then you can still see the orange through it. When it's I mean, it kind of is a cool effect though. Like, you can see all of the texture still of the orange, and it doesn't really put the blue on top. It almost like blends the two together, so you get a completely new color. So I guess it could have some cool effects, but yeah, I'm not sure if these two pencils would work very well together. And lastly is the pencils together, which I think they're going to be just fine. Depending on the colour, obviously you can't really put a yellow over a purple. But they seem to go together well. If I go really lightly like this, and then we can like blend in this purple to it. I never do this though. Like, I don't blend things. So I don't even know why I'm doing that, because I would never do that. I would like never do that. Oh, excuse me, sir. Everything's rattling. Look. What? What a nightmare. Alright. I think we have successfully tested these pencils. Now I do want to do an entire page of just with this, maybe mixed media. Maybe I'll try and on this page here, I'll do 1/2 just with pencils, just to see, you know, if I can, I don't know. And then 1/2 with mixed media. But I will do that probably at the weekend because the sun's going down. I'm just going to show you the most glorious view out the window. So just for context, this is my sketchbook. And then we can look up at the sunset. Oh, and if I turn this lamp off, that's better. Look at the view I have, guys. Isn't it so pretty? Yeah, it's going to be amazing in the summer, but right now it's just a little bit, that light is a little bit, it's not a lot bright enough. I think it's going to be an absolutely beautiful desk area. Once I can sort out the rattling, I might just have to buy a heavier desk to help, because the problem is the floors aren't like really straight or anything. And with that view outside, I think it's going to be lovely. But that is all I'm going to do now, and I'll pop back for the second half probably at the weekend, so in a couple of days, and we can give these pencils a proper test. So I'll see you then. Hello, it's voiceover April here. I actually got into my sketchbook a little bit earlier than the weekend. I think I did it on Wednesday, and I'm actually upstairs in my office at this time. I just really couldn't handle that desk downstairs. I wanted to try a stand-up desk just to see if I liked it, because one of my plans for my office was to have like a desk that I could either sit at or stand at. Maybe not one of the ones that move up and down, maybe just like a stationary one, and then I'd get a stool. So I thought I might as well just try standing up for a little bit to see if I like it, and it wasn't too bad, you know. I thought it would be difficult standing up and drawing, but I actually quite enjoyed it. So maybe it's something I'll have a look at when I come to buying a new desk or something for my studio next year. But anyway, let's move on to the drawings. So like I mentioned, I wanted to do 2 drawings, one completely in colour pencils and then one mixed media. So I chose an image I took outside our house, our new house, just when we moved in. I think this was like the first week. And this, yeah, is a sunset image, I think, and it's quite a nice one. So I thought that would be a nice one to draw, because this pack of pencils has quite a lot of nice pastel colours, some muted tones, and I thought it might be a good little picture to try. So that's what I did. And like I mentioned, I'm not very good, or I don't really enjoy doing just coloured pencils. I always find myself going too light and kind of scribbly. I don't like the scribbly, I don't like the texture of the coloured pencils, like in the sky there. I don't really enjoy that. The clouds where they're kind of blended in, there's not really my thing. I kind of like more of a hard line. You can kind of see the strokes, but maybe like more blobs of colour or streaks of colour. I mean, you guys know what I mean. Rather than kind of like blending it in and being all soft and airy and light, like a magical unicorn. So basically I did the entire thing, and then you can see here I'm kind of going back in with the pencils again, trying to do some more harder lines, larger bits of colour to kind of bring more of my style into it. I don't know, guys, I haven't drawn for almost a month at this point, so I may just be making it up an entirely new style, who knows. And then just finishing up the sky here, and I believe this is this picture finished. Pencils and only pencils. So then I did exactly the same image below, but this time I used mixed media. So normally I would probably use my acrylic wash and I'd use paint. That's kind of what I've been preferring to do. But sometimes when I don't have the paint or I don't feel like waiting for things to dry, I use the Tombows. I've only been doing this recently. I think I got my Tombows maybe 2 or 3 months ago, so I haven't been using them much. And I do find that when I use them without water like this, it is very... they don't really go well sometimes if you pick the wrong colours. Like the orange there with the purple with that kind of like peachy colour just went a little bit muddy, and it's quite hard to get like a nice gradient. It's either a very strong colour or it's not on the page at all. So yeah, I just went in with this, and I knew that I was going to be going over it with the Neo colours at the end, so I knew that that could kind of help cover up or soften any mistakes that I made. Then I went in with the pencils, and like I mentioned when I was doing the testing, they do go with the Tombows well. The only problem is I was trying to use quite a lot of light colours, and because the Tombows are so saturated and dark, you can't really see much of the coloured pencils. It just kind of adds a little bit of extra variety in the colours. So this is my favourite part, when I'm like scribbling all the lines and all the bushes and everything. The mountains in the background are a little bit like, they're a bit different than the top ones. I definitely did the top ones more accurately. The bottom ones are a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. But when I put the tree and everything in, I think it does kind of come together. And I find myself having a lot more fun doing this mixed media than doing just the coloured pencils. So I'm probably not going to become a pencil artist anytime soon. So impressions of the pencils, they were fine to draw on with most things. I haven't tried them with acrylic wash really, apart from that little test page, so that will be the real test. They aren't as pigmented as my other pencils I have, and I'm pretty sure they're made from wax. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave I'll leave something in the description below to let you know what they are, because I'm terrible at knowing these kinds of things. Coming in at the end with the Neo colour crayons there, it's always the best part, and I think it kind of brings everything together. Because you can add little highlights and add darker areas and pops of colour. So yes, that was my first video back after a month of being away. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you liked seeing all the different pencils and everything. I did promise this week I was going to tell you all about my move, but I didn't have time in this video, so maybe we'll do a little vlog next week and we can have a chat about that. So that is all for the video. Let me know if you have these pencils, if you like them, or if you want to try them out in the future. I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your week, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.